everyone, what is up? It's Berlin. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya? Happy Monday. Let's get on with this video. Now this video I really wasn't sure that I was going to make, but I thought, you know what, I will, being as it's some kind of beauty stuff going on. There's not too much kind of beauty drama or tea going on at the moment. There's been the whole James Charles thing, and there is a little bit more tea that's come out about that. So I might well do another video later on about that. But this video is going to be a little bit about Kat Von D and the beauty brand that she's now departed from, because they've just done a second rebranding. Girl, why do you need to do a second rebranding? I'm like, isn't this a little bit confusing for your consumers? Kat Von D has come out now and it kicked up a little bit of a stink, saying that she doesn't want the brand to use her initials, all this stuff, but we're going to get into it. Okay, so first a little bit of a backstory. If we go back to January 2020, that was when Kat Von D announced on her Instagram that she no longer would be having anything to do with her beauty brand. Kendo had bought it out, and she put up a whole statement about it on her Instagram. Now, I'm not going to read through the whole statement. It is still up on her Instagram if you want to go and read that for yourselves. But in Kat's statement, she basically said she wanted to focus on other projects like her music, her vegan shoe line, and also mentioned the fact that she'd had a son. So she was, you know, more focused on her family and her other projects than she could be with the beauty line and devoting any time to that. So Kendo completely bought Kat out of the brand. Kendo also own Marc Jacobs and Fenty. So they've got quite a lot of big beauty brands under their belt. So Kat's beauty brand was popular back in sort of 2017, 2018 time. But there was a lot of backlash surrounding Kat Von D herself, and that definitely had an effect on the beauty brand. What caused that backlash was Kat coming out when she was pregnant with her son, saying that she was an anti-vaxxer, she wouldn't vaccinate her unborn child at the time. And since then she has come out and said that at the time of making those comments she was ignorant. She's come out in a video and said that, but it wasn't just the anti-vax stance that was putting people off spending on Kat Von D, that was making people boycott the brand. It was also the fact that she dated people who would dress in Nazi regalia. She is now married to a man who has a Nazi tattoo, a swastika on his throat. This was controversial and, you know, offensive for a lot of people. So I think that was where problems started to arise for her beauty brand. People saw her as not a very desirable person. It had a definite effect on her beauty brand. I don't know if sales really started dropping, but people started to really not like Kat Von D herself too much. You know, they saw that she was a little bit problematic. So things definitely went downhill for Kat. I would say personally, public perception of Kat changed. So although her brand, you know, was that brand that was sort of catering to the alternative, sort of gothic customers, because of the packaging and everything like that, the whole aesthetic of the brand was Kat's own tattoo artwork. So I think all the sort of people who were like the alternative kids who grew up in the 90s and stuff would have looked at Kat's brand and really enjoyed it. I know I did used to buy the odd thing from it. I wasn't one of those people who was like, wow, yeah, I'm collecting everything. But I did buy a couple of things from the brand when Kat owned it, and I did use some of the products. Some of them were nice, but honestly, after all the drama that she had with Jeffree Star over artwork that Jeffree had had for his brand and all this stuff, I kind of just really went off Kat Von D myself. And then she came out with the anti-vax thing, And then there was all the controversy with her dating these guys who dressed in Nazi regalia. People were speculating that she was anti-Semitic and all this stuff. And it just really kind of put me off with Kat. So I just kind of drifted apart from the brand and became disinterested with it. I don't know if any of you guys used to shop her brand, or, you know, if any of you were mad like Kat Von D fans or anything. But for me, that was the point where I really started losing interest in that brand as a whole and anything that she brought out. Although they did used to have, you know, some wacky coloured lipsticks and stuff like that, there were other brands that I could get that from. So I just really kind of fell off with the whole thing. But now the brand have come out and posted about their second rebranding since Kat Von D's kind of departure from the brand. I'm going to roll you the clip. Underneath Trendmood's post about the KVD rebrand for the second time around, it says each letter stands for a Latin term that act like pillars that drive the brand forward and inspire the facets of the brand. K, cara, which is value, V, veritas, which is truth, and D, decors, which is beauty. The brand put this up on their IG, talking about their rebranding, saying, born in an iconic tattoo studio rooted in a dream of unrestrained beauty, with a non-conformist and fearless spirit, we started a revolution with tattoo-inspired makeup and limitless creativity. We continue this legacy. Tattoos are the boldest form of artistic self-expression. This deeply personal ink shows the world what's in your heart. A tattoo is the result of something felt so passionately that it actually becomes part of you. Here's what's part of us. We celebrate the individual, we reject conventional beauty standards and sameness. We accept the beauty of our uniqueness and flaws. We give a fuck about the world. We care for our planet and all the beings who inhabit it. We believe outsiders are insiders and stand up for what's right. We create high pigment, high performance makeup inspired by tattoo artistry. We give you the tools to live your beauty truth. We stand for, and then they've put what the name stands for again. Your truth is valuable and beautiful. We are KVD, Tattoo Inspired Beauty. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, this whole rebranding for the second time around, it doesn't really make any kind of sense to me. I'm just looking at it and think it looks confusing for consumers. I also think it looks like they're really trying to hang on to the kind of gothic alternative aesthetic. So although they're kind of changing the logo a bit and stuff, it's not that drastic of a change. And the fact that they're still kind of trying to hang on to Kat Von D's image, I'm like, dude, give it up now, you know. Kat has distanced herself completely from the brand. So if you want people to purchase, you know, you've got all these people who don't like Kat for the controversy and the problematic stuff. You know, surely if the brand was to distance themselves from Kat, then the people who don't like Kat might want to look at the brand and want to actually purchase. But I just think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot doing it this way, where they're still kind of trying to cling on to, you know, Kat's image and all of this. I just think it's a little bit lame and they should just start fresh. Okay, now I'm sorry if you guys can hear kids screaming outside. The next door neighbour's kids are out in the garden, which is right below my bedroom, and they're kind of going a little bit mental in their garden. So apologies for that. But we're going to move on to a little bit more kind of beauty tea, a little bit of kind of drama. It's not really drama, but allegedly Alexis Stone, who is the owner of Sensorium Beauty, has removed a video from their YouTube channel that was about plastic surgery, botched plastic surgery that they had. Allegedly, Alexis has removed the video because they got into it a bit with the doctor who performed the surgery. Apparently, the doctor who performed the surgery came after Alexis for publishing that video and ended up settling out of court. This is all alleged. You know, this is from a receipt that Rich Lux posted up on Instagram today. So I'm not sure how much truth there is behind it. But Alexis has taken that video down after speaking out about this botched plastic surgery. Alexis has since had reconstructive surgery as well. But apparently they settled out of court for a rather large sum of money. Now, Alexis, I've seen recently, has been posting on Instagram that they're working on an eyeshadow palette. So Sensorium Beauty, I think, are going to be coming out with their first eyeshadow. Sensorium Beauty is quite a new brand. It's a UK based brand as well, I believe. And they came out with their first product this year. And it is this one, the Brow Engineer. This is something that I've actually used to mix with pigments. It is basically like a cosmetic paint, but what it actually does is it's for if you've got brows. It gives you the bleached brow effect without having to actually bleach your eyebrows. So what I do with it is I actually, because I don't have eyebrows, I do use it to paint on eyebrows, but I don't use this shade to do that. With this platinum shade, I tend to just squeeze a little bit out of the tube like that. There you go. And what I do with it is use it to cut my crease or mix with pigments to make a coloured cosmetic paint to cut my crease with. You know, you can do quite a few different things with it. If you draw on your brows, you can actually use this to carve underneath and outside edges with it. But I actually like it so much that I went back and bought the other two shades, which are Ash and Bleached. So this one is a cool toned one, the Ash shade, and this one is Bleached, which is more like a yellow undertone blonde. So it just depends what kind of look you want to go for, whether you want this sort of really white bleached brow look, which that's the platinum one obviously. So I use these, as I said, to cut my crease, to carve brows. I use them to mix with pigments, all kinds of things like that. They're fun, you know, because as I said, you can mix it with any colour pigment you want to get whatever colour cosmetic paint you want, rather than having to go and buy loads of different colours of cosmetic paint. If you just get that, and then you can mix it with any pigment powder you've got and get whatever colour you want out of it. So that's why I like this myself personally, because it means you don't have to go and spend like 12 or 14 pounds on a cosmetic paint every time. Today with my makeup, I'm actually trying to do the Made by Mitchell, Mondays by Mitchell look from last Monday. So although it's going to be a new one coming out today, I didn't do last week's one, so I'm going to try and do Mitchell's Tiger look from last week. So I'm going to be using this Mango Daiquiri blush. There we go. This, I'm going to start off by putting it on my cheeks, and then I'm going to use it as a base on my eyes. So I'm going to be kind of transforming myself a little bit today, going for this wacky tiger look. I'm going to do it a little bit more kind of intense than Mitchell did. I'm going to make it a little bit weird, a little bit kind of alternative, because it's me and that's what I have to do. So that is why I am sat here looking like this right now, getting ready to kind of transform myself. I don't very often wear like an orange makeup look. So when I saw Mitchell do this one, I thought, oh, perfect. There's a way that I can use orange. Because sometimes with orange, I'm a bit like, oh, I'm not sure what to do with it. But when I saw his tiger look, I was like, yep, okay. I'm going to put my own spin on it. Do, as I said, a little bit more of a kind of alternative, kind of spooky, darker looking one. Because, you know, I have to, I'm a bit of a ghoul like that. So you will see the finished look today on my next video, but for now I'm going to say goodbye. Take care, stay safe, stay well, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye guys.